Breaking news. Crimea is reportedly back under Ukraine's control. Russia is in shock as a major power shift unfolds. Today, we'll uncover how this historic change happened, the key players, and what it means for the future of Eastern Europe. Stay tuned because this could change everything. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are covering one of the most shocking developments in recent global history. Reports suggest that Crimea, the region long contested between Russia and Ukraine, is now back under Ukrainian control. This power shift has surprised the world and left Russian officials scrambling to respond. The significance of this event cannot be overstated. Crimea has been at the center of geopolitical tensions for nearly a decade, ever since 2014, when Russia annexed the peninsula. The international community has consistently condemned the annexation, calling it illegal under international law. Now, with Ukraine reportedly regaining control, the balance of power in Eastern Europe is shifting dramatically. Analysts say this could have serious implications for Russia's military and political strategies. Ukraine's success is being attributed to a combination of strategic planning, intelligence operations, and international support. Observers note that this development could boost Ukraine's morale while undermining Russia's credibility. The Black Sea region, crucial for trade and military positioning, is now a focal point for global attention. In the coming sections, we will dive deeper into how Ukraine managed this remarkable achievement, the challenges Russia is facing, and what this means for the broader geopolitical landscape. Stay with us as we break down every detail of this historic moment. The first question on everyone's mind is how Ukraine achieved this historic success. Military analysts say it was a combination of careful planning, advanced intelligence, and timely support from international partners. Reports indicate that Ukraine focused on regaining control over key infrastructure in Crimea, including ports, airfields, and strategic checkpoints. Drones and cyber operations reportedly played a crucial role in disrupting Russian defenses. These modern tactics allowed Ukrainian forces to gain an upper hand without engaging in large-scale direct confrontation. In addition to military precision, psychological operations and public communications created pressure on local forces. Ukraine's leaders emphasized unity, resilience, and strategic patience, which played a key role in the successful operation. Meanwhile, Russia was reportedly caught off guard by the timing and scale of Ukraine's initiative. This has caused confusion among Russian military ranks and prompted urgent consultations in Moscow. International observers have highlighted that the geopolitical environment also favored Ukraine. Sanctions, intelligence, sharing, and diplomatic support created a backdrop that strengthened Ukraine's position. This section sets the stage for understanding the broader consequences of Crimea's return. In the next section, we will analyze the immediate reactions from Moscow, Kiev, and global powers, and why this moment could mark a turning point in Eastern European politics. The unfolding events highlight the unpredictability and high stakes of modern warfare and diplomacy. Russia's reaction to Crimea reportedly returning to Ukrainian control has been intense and multifaceted. Kremlin officials have publicly expressed surprise and concern, calling the reports serious and alarming developments. Behind closed doors, sources suggest that Russian military and political leadership is urgently reassessing strategy in Crimea and neighboring regions. Analysts note that morale among Russian troops may be affected, especially those stationed in the peninsula, as the loss represents both a symbolic and strategic blow. The Russian public, who have been exposed to state-controlled narratives for years, are reportedly reacting with disbelief and questions about leadership decisions. International media is closely following Moscow's response, as it may determine the next phase of the conflict in Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, diplomatic communications between Russia and other world powers have intensified, reflecting the urgency of the situation. Kiev, on the other hand, has framed this development as a historic victory, emphasizing resilience, planning, and international support. The Ukrainian government has signaled readiness to consolidate gains while ensuring security for civilians in newly reclaimed areas. Experts warn that the coming weeks will be critical for stabilizing Crimea under Ukrainian administration. In the next section, we will explore the impact of Crimea's return on the Black Sea region, regional trade, and military positioning, which could reshape geopolitical calculations for years to come. The Black Sea region has always been strategically important for trade, energy, and military operations. With Crimea reportedly back under Ukrainian control, the regional balance of power faces a dramatic shift. Ukraine now has greater access to key ports, enabling enhanced trade, naval operations, and energy security initiatives. Observers emphasize that this also affects NATO's posture in Eastern Europe, as Kiev may now collaborate more closely with allies to ensure security and stability in the Black Sea. The Russian Navy, long dominant in the region, may need to reconsider deployment, operations, and logistics. Analysts suggest that even minor changes in military positioning could have major consequences for regional stability. In addition, the geopolitical landscape is shifting. Countries neighboring Ukraine are closely monitoring the developments, reassessing their diplomatic and defense strategies. International investors and energy partners are evaluating the implications for trade routes and energy transport. Furthermore, Crimea's economy, long integrated into Russia, will now face adjustments as Ukrainian governance is reinstated. Experts note that successful administration will require careful planning, security measures, and international support. This section highlights how the return of Crimea is not just a symbolic victory, but a realignment of power and influence in the region. In the next section, we will examine the human and civilian dimension of this change, including population response, movement, and public sentiment. The human and civilian impact of Crimea returning to Ukraine cannot be overlooked. Residents have lived under Russian administration for nearly a decade, and this sudden shift presents both opportunities and challenges. Ukrainian authorities are reportedly prioritizing humanitarian support, ensuring that essential services like water, electricity, healthcare, and education are restored promptly. Many families have expressed relief and hope for stability, while others face uncertainty due to shifts in governance, employment, and legal systems. Analysts note that communication campaigns are crucial to inform residents about new regulations, rights, and administrative procedures. Social media and local channels are being used to provide updates and reassure citizens. Meanwhile, international organizations are reportedly monitoring the situation, ready to assist with humanitarian aid, reconstruction, and community programs. The population's response will play a key role in consolidating Ukraine's control over the region. Experts highlight that public support, trust building, and conflict resolution measures are essential to avoid unrest and maintain peace. In addition, the cultural and symbolic significance of Crimea returning to Ukraine resonates strongly with Ukrainians nationwide. National pride and morale are reportedly boosted, contributing to a sense of unity and determination. In the next section, we will examine the economic consequences, including trade, energy, and resource management, which are critical for stabilizing Crimea under Ukrainian administration and ensuring long-term sustainability. Economically, Crimea's return to Ukraine presents both challenges and opportunities. The region's infrastructure, long integrated with Russia, requires immediate adjustments to align with Ukrainian systems. Trade routes, banking networks, and energy supply chains are being reassessed to ensure continuity and efficiency. Ports and shipping lanes in Crimea are particularly important for Ukraine's access to the Black Sea, influencing trade, exports, and imports. Energy management is another priority, as Crimea relies on both local production and external supply for electricity, gas, and water. Experts say that restoring these networks under Ukrainian control will require investment, technical expertise, and coordination with international partners. Local businesses, tourism, and agriculture are also affected. Companies that previously operated under Russian regulations must adapt to Ukrainian policies, taxation, and legal frameworks. Observers note that short-term disruptions are inevitable, but long-term benefits could include increased foreign investment, stronger trade links, and better integration with European markets. Additionally, Ukraine may prioritize infrastructure modernization, cybersecurity improvements, and enhanced logistics to secure Crimea's economic future. In parallel, international support, loans, and partnerships are likely to accelerate recovery. In the next section, we will focus on the military and security implications, including how Crimea's change affects regional defense strategies, troop deployments, and intelligence operations. The military and security implications of Crimea's return to Ukraine are profound. Ukraine now controls strategic points along the peninsula, which affects naval operations, air defense, and regional intelligence. Analysts say that Russia's military planners must reassess positions, logistics, and readiness in the Black Sea region. Ukrainian forces are reportedly consolidating key bases and improving surveillance to ensure security. Advanced technologies, including drones, satellite reconnaissance, and cyber operations, are being utilized to monitor potential threats. Experts note that maintaining control over Crimea requires not only military strength, but also careful strategic planning and coordination with allies. NATO and other international partners are closely observing the situation, offering advisory support, intelligence sharing, and potential joint exercises. This presence enhances deterrence and signals global attention on the region. On the other hand, Russia is reportedly reviewing contingency plans, repositioning troops, and evaluating potential responses. The psychological impact on Russian forces stationed in Crimea may affect morale and operational efficiency. Meanwhile, Ukraine is balancing defensive readiness with civilian safety and humanitarian considerations. Analysts warn that Crimea may become a focal point for military tension in the coming months, making careful planning essential. In the next section, we will analyze how international powers are reacting diplomatically, including statements from the United States, European Union, and regional neighbors, and what these responses mean for future conflict prevention. Diplomatic reactions to Crimea's return have been swift and varied. The United States issued statements emphasizing support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, while urging restraint to avoid escalation. European Union officials highlighted the importance of peaceful resolution, humanitarian considerations, and international law compliance. Neighboring countries, including Turkey, Poland, and Romania, are closely monitoring developments, reassessing defense postures, and strengthening diplomatic communications. Analysts note that these reactions reflect both concern and opportunity, as global powers seek stability while acknowledging Ukraine's gains. United Nations forums have discussed the implications for regional security, international treaties, and maritime rights. International media coverage is intense, shaping public perception and influencing policymaking. Diplomatic efforts are reportedly underway to prevent misunderstandings and further conflict, with mediators emphasizing dialogue, verification of claims, and de-escalation. Meanwhile, Ukraine is leveraging international support to consolidate control, secure borders, and ensure civilian safety. Experts suggest that maintaining strong alliances will be critical for Crimea's long-term stability and regional peace. The unfolding diplomatic landscape illustrates how the return of Crimea is not merely a military event, but a global political moment. In the next section, we will explore the historical significance, reflecting on Crimea's role in Ukrainian identity, Russian influence, and Eastern European history. Historically, Crimea has been central to Ukrainian and Russian narratives. For centuries, it has been a crossroads of cultures, empires, and strategic ambitions. Ukraine's claim emphasizes historical ties, cultural heritage, and national identity, while Russia's annexation in 2014 was framed as protecting strategic interests in Russian-speaking populations. The reported return of Crimea marks a symbolic and political moment, potentially redefining narratives on sovereignty and national pride. Analysts note that the event resonates deeply with Ukrainians, reinforcing unity, resilience, and determination in the face of prolonged conflict. At the same time, Russia must navigate domestic perceptions, international criticism, and regional strategic setbacks. Historical context also highlights the importance of the Black Sea, trade routes, and access to resources. Experts suggest that understanding this history is essential to appreciating the gravity of the current power shift. Political commentators argue that Crimea's status has shaped Eastern European geopolitics, alliances, and defense strategies. Its reintegration into Ukraine could influence future negotiations, international law discussions, and regional stability. As the situation develops, historians and analysts will likely examine Crimea's return as a defining moment in the 21st century. In the next section, we will summarize the implications, potential future scenarios, and what global observers should watch for as events continue to unfold. In conclusion, the reported return of Crimea to Ukraine is a historic and transformative event. The geopolitical, economic, military, and diplomatic consequences are far-reaching, affecting not only Ukraine and Russia, but the entire Eastern European region and global stakeholders. Analysts highlight that Crimea's return could redefine Black Sea dynamics, influence NATO strategies, and alter international relations. Ukraine's strategic planning, intelligence operations, and international support played a pivotal role in this achievement. While Russia faces both symbolic and operational challenges, civilians, local businesses, and governments are adapting to new administrative and economic realities, balancing hope with caution. Historical, cultural, and symbolic significance reinforces Ukraine's sense of identity and unity. Going forward, global powers will monitor Crimea closely, emphasizing dialogue, conflict prevention, and strategic planning. The coming months will be critical for consolidating gains, ensuring stability, and fostering international support. Thank you for watching this detailed breakdown of one of the most important events in recent history. If you found this video insightful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Hit the notification bell to stay informed on breaking news and strategic analysis. Your support helps us continue delivering accurate, timely, and engaging content. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and join the discussion about Crimea and global geopolitics.